Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As always, it's Jeff with ID10T Garage, and in this episode we are going to be working on the 71 satellite. The current goal is just to get it back up and driving and streetable for the summer. So I'm doing a couple little things, a couple decent things, and just trying to get it drivable before I start working back on the 69 Mustang, which is needing bodywork and paint work and reassembly. So instead of just rambling on, let's just go ahead and get to it, and you can find out about the MOPAR madness that's coming. Hey everybody, back out here in the garage, about to work on the satellite some. Just trying to get it, roadworthy and everything like that. But I mean, a few things need to be done that just have to be done if you're going to be cruising. One, those god-awful seats have to go. Those seats are just ugly. They don't belong here. The hood scoop's matched too, but that's no longer on there. So, been getting to all these grommets replaced. So I got a new PCV valve, new grommet there, changed out the breather with a little filter, started working on some mechanism to get the kick down cable set up. So I need to make a nice long piece to attach this over here, so that'll match up with the throttle. I got the new radiator I'm still waiting on. Once I get the radiator, I'll be able to take it down the road, but need a new battery. Just been digging in, finding things. So like this is cracked because there's a hole below this, and it looks like someone cut a hole at some point and then they tried to fix it. See if we can see in there. Yeah, let's see. You can kind of see it. What it looks like is someone did a really poor job of fiberglassing over it, and there's this big thing popping down where there used to be a hole, and then they bonded over top of it, and that's why that's cracked. So hard to see, no clue why they would do that. It's just kind of weird, but this is something I will be reviewing. I got these nice universal jeg seats. They're retro style bucket seats. Pretty decent, look good, fit the car way better. I've got this side installed only. I was hoping I'd be able to just throw it in here and go, but these brackets are custom and they're not 16 on center the way they're set up, and I'm trying to reuse the hole so I don't drill a bunch of holes in the floor. And this side isn't even completely in. I'm assuming this isn't in because the fuel line probably runs down here, and so if that's the case, that means that I gotta be careful. And now that I'm looking at it, that is not even close to straight. So that's gonna be interesting. So got some work to do there. Been running some wires. I wanted a stereo. I need a stereo, and I just had this one laying around in the house. And there's not a great place to put a stereo in this car. I can't really do a center console mounted one, because, I might be able to, but this is a big old freaking shifter piece. So might have to eventually change out this shifter. But I just took some L brackets and two screws on each side, and it bolts into the side of this little radio. I'm gonna have to definitely do a lot of cleanup with the wiring when I get it done to make it look neat and kind of hide it a little bit. But I've got to wire that up. I've got all the wires pre-ran and, going from there. And I'm doing everything on the cheap. Because I don't want to spend a lot of money, and I just want to get this thing driving. So like I said, I had that sitting in a drawer. I had 6x9s sitting on a shelf, so I put those in there, and that's where the fun begins, because oh look, rat droppings everywhere. Floor is clean, not rusted through anywhere, but ew. So what I'm about to get to work on, I'm gonna start cleaning up all these rat droppings, and then I'm gonna probably get to wiring these up and then maybe doing an oil change. I've got everything to do an oil change on the car, so need to get that done, and just everything under the sun. So I don't know, I'm still trying to see what I want to do with the front speakers. I might cut holes in the doors, but this car is so nice as far as original metal for the most part. I'm kind of hesitant to do that, and these door panels are in pretty decent shape. And also, some of the stuff is crispy. The front of this is basically will fall apart if I touch it. So I'm gonna need to get new A-pillar trim. I'm also working on patching up this. I've got some leather tape, and I'm just gonna tape it for now. That way it's not, a bunch of shit falling in my hair. So a couple things here and there. I don't know why there's holes right here. I'm guessing maybe there was lights here eventually, or at one point. Ah, damn, that's brutal. So I need to fix that. I need to replace those. So those are pretty rough looking. Everything's been painted in this car, so everything was blue. It was blue on blue car. But as you can see, I mean, for the most part, things are in pretty good shape. The interior is probably the worst part of the car. So, but like I said, everything's coming together slowly. We're just waiting on parts, and I'm waiting to get this thing titled because I really want to just cruise around in it. So I'm hesitating working on my Mustang because I got to do a lot of sanding. And so I'm working on the satellite, like I said. So I want to get this to be my summer cruiser. I got a couple months left in summer. It's already July. We got August, September, October. I should still be able to drive the car. So just trying to get it there. So let's get to it. All right, we got most of it all cleaned out. At least got rid of all the rat droppings. It probably needs to be sprayed a little bit. Probably need to get some degreaser in here maybe and wipe it down a little bit, maybe scrub it a little bit. But at least now I'm not walking around in rat shit or mouse shit. There was only one dead mouse in here. It was over here in the corner. So, but not too bad. So, I mean, if you look, there's no holes in the floor at all. You can still see a lot of the original paint. So probably need to scrub it a little bit. Probably need to take this seat out and scrub it as well. As you look, it's pretty dingy and obviously have some water stains. So I really need to, probably scrub this thing pretty good with some degreaser and then some conditioner, and then maybe just spray paint it. Get the vinyl dye and paint it black again, because someone painted it and it's, worn out. So, but yeah, not too bad. Now start wiring up this radio. So let's get to it. Well, we're out here again after a wasted day. I was out here all day yesterday. I told you guys I was going to clean the car, install the radio, maybe do an oil change. Well, I cleaned it out. Got that videoed and was like, okay, a couple wires to connect the radio. Well, that turned into a damn nightmare trying to understand MOPAR wiring. And the reason behind that is the previous owner, well, one of the previous owners, cut the radio wiring. And long story short, there is a black wire and a white with red tracer wire in MOPARs that connect to the signal flasher. So when you cut that wire, you're actually removing the power from the signal flasher. And it seemed to be a ground. I tested continuity, was running my voltmeter on it, and I was like, oh, it's a ground wire, awesome. So I hooked my radio up to it. So I had my radio all hooked up, everything was working. And what they had done, because they cut this wire to fix their problem, they had a tan wire in the wiring harness just pushed into the signal flasher on the power side, which is, yet again, a black wire. And that was working, but at some point I must have pulled that out because it wasn't permanently put in there. It was literally just shoved into the connector. So my signal flashers didn't work. So if I would have even figured out that purple wire that's attached to the tan wire was supposed to be in there to make it work, I would have kind of, you know, put 2 and 2 together maybe a little easier. But when I would put it in there, it would just ground out and everything would, you know, kill the breakers or the fuses. And eventually, after a lot of online searching, because the wiring diagram doesn't really actually say, I was going to rewire the entire flasher system, trying to figure out how to get it going, and had almost got it tested, but I couldn't get the blinker, the flasher to shut off with the power. It was just constantly running us. So anyways, you know, I was just grounding it out, and eventually I found a forum post that said that's about the radio wire. So I was able to cut my ground from the radio, wire those, the black and the white with red tracer together, and fix my flasher problem. So it's now working properly and doesn't have a finagled fix. I also found that there's 3 wires disconnected from the column. Trying to figure out what the hell those were. One of them was tan, so I thought, oh, that's the tan wire that goes up to the other tan wire. No, it's not. What I'm pretty sure it is it's the neutral safety switch that goes to the column, because the column was a column shifter car that they moved to the floor. So I also found out yesterday I don't have a neutral safety switch because I actually started the car with it in gear. I was like, okay. So, but yeah, so I was extremely frustrated with a wasted day essentially yesterday. I got the car cleaned and I got the radio mostly wired up. So now I've still got to install front speakers. I've still got to clean up all the wires because they're just sitting there in a finagled mess. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm just happy it's all working. I don't want to mess with it because it's going to piss me off. And I'm already sore from crawling on my back under the car dash all day yesterday. So I am going to install the new radiator, which actually showed up yesterday. So let's get to that. And hopefully it's a better day today. So, peace. So this just ended quick. Went to get started on after removing this thing, which is nasty and just leaking and all that good stuff. And well, the new one is set up wrong. I swear I double checked all this stuff before I ordered it, and it was supposed to be the absolute exact opposite of what it is, which is a driver side top mount. So I have to return this and get a different one. So, alright, that's the end of that for today. Alright, even though I said I was pretty much done after the radiator being the wrong size, or not the wrong size per se, but just the wrong water neck outputs on them. So anyways, I did a couple little things. Put a little air cleaner on there, nothing special. Changed the oil. And then I have on the inside, I finished up the vinyl tape on the roof. I got a bigger, wider section, so now I have a nice wide section of it. Nothing special, but at least I don't have this hole with insulation falling down anymore. And it'll be, you know, enough to get me through for a while and not have to worry about it. Plus it was like $6 for the roll. So real easy, covered up some holes. Everything's wired up here except for door or front speakers. I haven't figured out what to do there yet, and I need to clean up this wiring like crazy. So, yep, that's it. And I think I'm gonna call it a day. Later.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness. fists in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change. Play